probably fished somewhere between 35 and 40 different countries, and they all have their charm. To pick a best country to fish in would be impossible, but to pick the most beautiful one is relatively easy. The Maldives is at the top of my list. There's just something about the color of the water here. It's like 50 shades of blue, and these islands, you know, white sandy beaches. It's exactly like a child would draw a deserted island, and in my mind, exactly what an island should look like. With almost 1,200 islands and countless reefs, there are plenty of places to fish in the Maldives. But due to the nature of popping these reefs, you want to cover the water as fast as you can and fish new water all the time. And that's really the key to fishing the Maldives. So you need a fast boat that will cross open water, and the captain and the crew with lots of experience and an understanding of currents, wind directions, water visibility and similar factors to make the most of your fishing time here. And when it comes to popping the Maldives, GT fishes are second to none.
Oh, no!
We basically fish two kinds of lures in the Maldives. We cast various kinds of poppers that we pull across the surface and stick baits that we fish just below the surface. On some days one method is better than the other, but on most days both will get their share of the action. Today most GT anglers fish barbless hooks, which are much nicer on the fish. At GT Fishers this has also been a company policy for years. If there's a weak link somewhere, the fish will find it, so no matter what lure you fish, you must always rig them with top quality split rings and hooks. Sure, popping is in some ways a pretty macho sport. It's about long casts, big fish, hard fights. I can understand that some anglers are a bit hesitant to try it. Can we manage, or will we fail and make fools of ourselves? Well, honestly, it's probably a yes to both of those. You will manage, but you will also lose a few battles. Sometimes the fish wins, that's just part of the game here. With this kind of fishing, you usually get out what you put in. You must be willing to cast as far as you can for hours on end. That's why we brought Jacob on this trip. He's a fishing machine who will make every cast as if it was his last, 100%, maybe sometimes even 105. Jacob is a pure fishing machine that will keep the rest of us on our toes if we want a bit of the action. Surely you don't have to fish as hard as him, but the closer you can get to that level of efficiency, the more fish you will obviously catch. There's just so much raw power involved in every take or attack, as it's often called. It's really a combination of fear and excitement. These fish, they mean business. They attack to kill with everything they got, and there's just no comparison to anything else in fishing.
Okay.
For the exact same reasons that these takes are so exciting, there's always that little bit of fear involved. While there's nothing you want more than the next take, you also know that this might be the one where you don't come out as the winner. I'm not in the mood for telling you what happened. Okay. Your line might snap, your rod might break, you might fall over, all three at once. And even if you do win the fight, no one in this game walks away without bruises. Might have marks on your knees from banging into the side of the boat, sore arms and aching back. Hey, sometimes the fish even decides to kick your ass after you've landed them. This particular week we were fishing with our Japanese friend Miki. She is 152 centimeters tall and frankly quite petite. If she can fight a big DT, and she surely can, you can most likely do it too. So even if you're not the local gym hero, that's not an excuse for not getting started on popping.
Okay. Wow!
Bringing a photographer who is an avid angler himself to the Maldives and not letting him fish, I mean, would anybody have the heart for that? What I'm trying to say is that we just had to let our photographer masters fish a little bit every day. Once he hooked that first fish, he was totally sold on this fishing as well. Late in the week we hit a slow day and I told him to start casting to help us break the ice. And he did. We were crossing a deep channel when his stickbait was brutally hit and the reel started screaming like crazy. Even bigger DTs rarely take so long runs on a hard drag, so we guessed it before we saw the fish. It was a dogtooth tuna. It was a great catch and popping tackle, and Marcus was over the moon.
So I got a dogtooth tuna. This is one of my heaviest fish I ever caught. Took so much line off their strike. And this one's gonna be dinner tonight. Barbecue.
When you're casting for hours on end without any action, this fishing can be so demanding and exhausting. Your whole body is aching, and at worst it can wear you down to the point where you start toying with the idea of selling all of your popping tackle as soon as you get back home. And then you finally get a take. The water explodes, the rod is nearly pulled from your grip, the reel is screaming, short bursts on a hard drag, you're back in the game. And before you know it, you're thinking about buying new lures and possibly another rod as soon as possible. You just got to have some more of this. You just got to have some more of this. You just got to